This is video 3 in the series on restoration of an 1883 Steinway A3. I'm just going to kind of walk you through the order in which I do the work, what I see on this one. Overall, it is very, very nice. I've already just done a little polishing here, and you can see how it brightened up. I just used Bilsec with a soft cloth, and I did come in on one string right here. You can see the one that's just shiny right there, and that one I rubbed with a jeweler's cloth, so the strings, just to see how much they'll come back. I can clean up all the gook and dirt in here easily enough, you know, right there. One of the strong points of this piano is it does have new pins, and it has new pin blocks, so it's absolutely holding its pitch. This is Model A. This side is in really lovely condition, this black satin. The hood, the lid, I got some problems here. There's some deep gouge scratches. That means sanding and refinishing. And then this side's a real mess. Somebody thought they were going to learn how to dye a piano, I guess. So they started dripping black, probably paint of some kind, or some kind of a lacquer paint on there. But that'll sand off. You know, you can see they were sanding it. They just gave up. They were starting to work it and just walked away. But that's not a big deal. I don't feel that's a problem. The soundboard here, it's got cracks, but those cracks are not a problem as long as it doesn't have buzzes caused by, on the underside of the piano, the support ribs up against the underside of the soundboard. When those ribs are loose, then it will buzz. Now, it's hard sounding, I know that. I've got these ones marked because they're a little hesitant. That means the knuckles are going to have to be reshaped. And if I wiggle the keys a little bit, they do wiggle. And that means I'm probably going to go with Pro Felt, which is a chemical that will soften the felt up on the underside of these keys and make them snug. Or I may just replace the key felts. Either one's fine by me. So, you know, what happens first? Now this, of course, is the music stand. It looks quite lovely. I think it's in really good shape. I thought it was messed up down here. It was loose, but it was just the screws needed tightened. Every once in a while you get a break where something's, you know, a little easier. It looks good, though. And, of course, down here, pedals are looking good. I've got a rough spot here. That's going to need a good repair, but that's kind of cosmetic, and I can deal with that at my leisure. I will do, you know, the legs. Lovely gilded leg there. Very pretty. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead first and clean it. That would be, by the way, you see the beautiful Steinway here, and very nice there. It looked like somebody was kind of working their way through. You know, see, that finish isn't quite smooth enough. Somebody was working on that, though. I think they were trying to refinish it and died in the process. You know, maybe or somebody, for some reason, it got sold. But the first step, I'll clean. I'm going to clean, you know, down here on the underside. I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to polish out those strings. I'm going to come in here and vacuum. And it's just, for right now, it's all cleaning. Get the dust off, wipe it down. But, you know, it really does look very, very good for a 137-year-old unit. Then after I do all the cleaning, I'm going to go in and I'm going to what's called voice the hammers. Now, what's that one sticking up for? There it was. It went down again. And you can see the hammers here. They look pretty good. A little bit of indentation of the felt. I'm going to try and iron that out instead of sanding it. And I'll go ahead and probably regulate dealing with the felts on the underside. Then I'll come up and really work these hammers and soften them up with needling. That'll be like the first really tough job. You know, and then I should be okay. And then as far as the case goes, I'm not in any rush on that. That's not something but I want to get it playable and a beautiful tone, so I'll do all the things that takes. So cleaning, and then the regulation of the felts under the keys, coming up with working on those hammer heads, softening them up. That'll give the sound much softer. Let me compare that with a much larger Steinway Grand. That's a 7-foot A3 Duo Art. So you can see this is much brighter. It's almost like a harpsichord, but this'll warm up. It's just needs the work done. That's what I do in terms of just trying to help this thing out to survive. Anyway, that's the road ahead. I'll have you working on it with me so that you can see, you know, how I'm doing this stuff all by hand, very inexpensively, and just taking my time and making this thing right. I think we're going to start. I'd really love this beautiful harp, you know, the iron, cast iron. I'm going to clean that up first. I always love to do that just so that they're clean looking, and that's really not a big deal. I can get in there and get rid of that dust around these here just by using a toothbrush, and sometimes I can use Q-tips that are wooden ones and clean that up. And I'll also clean this too. Probably vacuum to begin with, just vacuum it up. The felts, I already took some very light painter's tape, and you can see how bright this looks already. You know, just from touching tape to it, you pull up the dust. We'll clean all that up in there. It's a great piano. It's really in very, very good condition for its age.